Assalamu alaikum. Hello. I just wanted to kind of talk to you a little bit about. So I feel like in the last video, it had like a huge negative tone to it. And I just wanted to clear up and say that, like, converting to Islam has definitely not been all negative. I would say more so that the positive aspects of converting outweigh the negative aspects of converting. And so I just really quickly wanted to give some positive things that surprised me after I converted, that I didn't know that I was going to be introduced to, or that I didn't know that I was going to experience. And one of those positive things is just the bonds that I've made with people and the friends that I've made. And, what's so interesting to me is just that, like, it's not where you're from. It's not your past. It's not the color of your skin. It's not the language you speak. It's not the ethnicity that bonds me with these people. It's the simple fact that, our connection is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, is God, and that, to an extent, I feel like, these friendships are somewhat unbreakable, even though maybe we don't talk every day. Maybe, we get in arguments and we have issues, and just like any other friendship. But like when God is your link, God can always bring that link back together. And so, I definitely didn't realize I was going to be introduced to so many people and develop so many different types of friendships, but they're all based off of the simple fact that we both have faith and believe in the same things. So that's something I didn't. It took me for surprise. Another thing that took me for surprise is basically that I was going to have like faith, right? So if you watch my video, my converting to Islam video, you might see that like I studied the religion before I ever made a supplication, right? So I believed in the logistics of Islam. I believed in the logic of it. I believed in the rationale and the informative, educated lessons that revelation brought. I necessarily didn't have the faith, not the faith, because I had faith, but I didn't have the spiritual aspect of it, right? And so I just never really thought that I was going to develop the intimate and closeness to God that I've been able to develop. And even though, I'm not a perfect Muslim by no means, actually, but I work on being better all the time. Even though sometimes I do go away from God, and I don't talk to God as much and as often as I should, I always find myself back, just for hours talking and knowing that I'm being heard and knowing that I'm being listened to. And, this is something that is new to me. This is something that was a surprise and something that I never really thought was going to be established. My phone. Sorry. So, anyway, so yeah. And another thing that I didn't realize until after I converted was going to happen is that like Islam was really going to keep me like on track. You know what I mean? Like, because Islam has changed my life. Since converting to Islam, it's helped me learn how to forgive others, forgive myself, keep a sense of self-discipline, be motivated, be determined. It's really Allah's given me back my life, you know what I mean? That's so but Islam has really taught me so many things on how to handle certain situations and how to think about certain things and to look forward not only to this life but to the next life. And it's helped me understand that your looks easily fade away. You know, when you die, you don't take your looks with you, and your outer appearance doesn't die with you, and none of this stuff does. And so, you know, it's changed my perspective completely. Anybody who knew me before converting to Islam and met me now would say like that I have changed, and I say for the better. Absolutely for the better. Um, and so, yeah, those are just a couple of things. They're just small little things that like just the very positive and hopeful and um, I can't think of a word, but just they're just the positive aspects that I've gained since converting to Islam. And I do say this 101 times that the positive aspects absolutely 100% outweigh the negative. And even though I did go through some negative bits and trials, you know, I would do them all over again and then some. If I and I hope I never have to, but if I get, you know, if I get what I have now, if I get Islam again, yeah, I would do it just to keep this that I have today. And I'm not perfect. So don't believe that at all. I'm not a perfect Muslim by no means. Assalamu alaikum.